Hey, everybody. So, good evening. I'm sure everybody is glued to the news. And right now, I'm streaming from Fox News. FBI and search and rescue are all going door to door in Annie Guthrie's neighborhood right now. And I've, there's a lot that's happened today. And I'm excited because True Crime Wifey is on with me. Hello.
Hey everyone, how are you?
We're happy you're here. And Grish is going to join later too. But I was going to show, I saw some people in the comments, they were talking about Grish's new video that's like, 30 seconds or something, I think.
Yes.
So I was going to show that.
Yeah, it's just like a half hour old or something.
Yeah.
He just posted it earlier.
So I'm going to pull that up for a second. But right now we're seeing what's going on. I just saw Josh Ritter. He was at the Tucson Sheriff's Station and he was showing the bomb squad and the rescue squad all like leaving out of there. People are really pumped up. I guess I'm hoping maybe they'll find her alive. I don't know.
We can pray.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to share it. So this is Grish. It's at Grish.0, but I'm going to share it. And I'm going to show his latest video.
I noticed on the fourth still image to shield his face. I noticed on the fourth still image.
Hold on. I think I might be playing this fast. No, it's right. Okay. Grish lined up the pupils.
Gives me chills.
I know. Me too. And Spill the Crime 2 says TMZ reported Bitcoin account, 15-minute activity in the Bitcoin account.
Okay.
That's interesting. So I talked to somebody about Bitcoin and they said that is the worst possible way to try to get money from someone.
I'll guarantee you it's not 6 million being dropped in there. It's probably 1,000 or something like that to see where they're going to go pick it up at.
So I've put Derek Collella's photo on the screen. So he was arrested February 4th, right? For the hoax ransom texts to Savannah Guthrie's family. And
so real quick, like when you guys are searching, if you get off for something like this that's kind of controversial, right? Or, that everybody's looking for, get off of Google, go to like Firefox or Bing, search your statement or search whatever you're looking for, space, and then do like a .pdf or a .gov or a .org, and then you can pull up actual documents.
Good tip. So on or about February the 4th, he texted, and then this is where it says about the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie was last seen inside her residence in the Catalina Foothills community outside of Tucson, Arizona on January 31st, 2026. Nancy Guthrie, 84-year-old woman, mobility issues. On the morning of February the 1st, 2026, a friend of Nancy Guthrie's contacted the victim's family, notified them that Nancy Guthrie had not attended church that morning, which we've now found out she would get together with friends in a home and they would watch a virtual church that was live streamed out of New York. That came out like today. Like, why is all this coming out today? It's like,
well, and she had not been to church in person since COVID.
Right. But I think what it was, she didn't come to that person's house. But, it's like, why didn't they? I mean, that all makes sense when it comes out. So At approximately noon on February the 1st, Nancy's family entered the residence, determined she was missing. Law enforcement arrived shortly thereafter. Okay. February the 2nd, KOLD, a CBS affiliate in Tucson, received a ransom demand via their online tip portal. The demand listed a Bitcoin wallet address. On February the 4th, 2026, the family published a video asking for the kidnappers to contact them about their mother. Counts 1 and 2. Shortly after the video was published, AC and TC, the daughter and son-in-law, so that's Annie and Tommaso, both separately received a text message from the following phone number. Did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. Annie and Tommaso received these texts while in Arizona. Law enforcement was able to determine through open source methods that the number was associated with a voice over internet protocol text and call application that allows users to obtain another phone number for their mobile device. Law enforcement submitted an emergency disclosure request. Based on the records, it was registered to this guy. So does he know Annie and Tommaso?
I don't know. I mean, you could speculate that he got their numbers off of the internet. I don't know how
That's true.
accessible that is.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think it's super suspicious. Following this, he also phones a family member of Nancy Guthrie, and the phone call lasts 9 seconds. That's on the top of page 3.
Okay. So after Miranda warnings, Kallela, that's the guy arrested, admitted to sending the 2 text messages. He admitted to using the VoIP, voice over internet, which 2 actual text messages came from. Kallela stated that he pulled family information from a cyber website and that he had been following along and watching TV. When he said he sent text messages, he was trying to see if the family would respond. Data received shows that approximately 3 minutes after the text messages, Kallela called a family member of the Nancy Guthrie, which lasted 9 seconds. The 2 text messages have not been linked to the ransom demand.
Okay, so I did a little digging on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And in October of 2025, he and a group of people were arrested. 13 people were arrested in LA County. And they were employees, and they were arrested for stealing over $430,000 in unemployment benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he might have been working for the Department of Health. This is the same guy, okay? Because if you look up, it says 1983 on this document, on the criminal complaint from February 4th. And then, let me email this to you. I'm sorry. You can pull it up if I email it to you. But he's listed in here, Derek Anthony Calleja.
Mm-hmm.
Date of birth 7/25/83. It gives you the case number. He's the Department of Health Services intermediate clerk. That basically means he's like an intake specialist, like sits there and gathers information from phone calls, kind of like a like an intake specialist, you know what I mean? Like they just like get calls and, maybe greet people at the door if he's physically in the office. He allegedly stole $9,984 in unemployment benefits between May 6th of 2020 and January 20th of 2022. Arraignment is set for November 20th in the Department 30 of the Foles criminal justice system. Now, I don't know if that went forward, but I will forward you real quick this document, Leslie.
Okay. I'm also Hold on a minute. So I saw that somebody else was posting that it looks like one of the band members. And I thought that too. Just a second, I've got the link. I was going to pull up the photos. So tell us, what do y'all think's going on? I'm going to see what people are saying. Claudia says the subject captured on camera was cool, calm, collected, and came dressed for the party in tactical and hiking gear. What do you think the pulling the plant was about? The weeds?
Yeah, that's odd.
I thought that was weird.
You know, it's almost like it made me think that this is why I think, okay, we could be totally wrong, but I do believe that Tomato and Annie are involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Annie's at the back door. And I think when he arrived there, he expected that the Ring door camera was going to be off. And maybe he saw the red light. So then it seems like he's trying to see if he can like bump it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then he decides maybe he's going to go over to some plants and like shove the plants, I guess, to try to conceal himself. It's really weird.
Yeah, I thought that was just really odd. And then he was just kind of looking around, like kind of guessing it.
Yeah, like as if he thought like the foliage would stick or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he's not wearing regular plastic gloves. He's wearing, okay, so because I'm like, you know, because I'm wifey, right? I really like to do my own repairs and stuff. You know, one of the things because it kind of impresses my husband, but I have those kind of gloves. They're like thick. They're latexy, but they're thick. And so like if I'm changing out a dryer part or something, you don't want to get cut by like sharp things like in the back of the dryer, or like mechanics will use them. It doesn't
right, like
look
really
like
thick.
regular.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband has those, like for when he works on cars or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I use them just because I know, like, you know, just bumping your knuckle up against something, you know, you can get, because, you know, I use a lot of lotion, so my hands are soft, so you can just get, you know, your knuckle skin.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just seeing if they're saying anything. This is Fox. Following them before, but I want to pull something's. They're definitely like they're close to something. Now, do you think they're going to find a body or they're going to find Nancy?
Oh, I'm hoping and praying they find Nancy. I just don't know. Now, okay, let's just say that it is Tomato and Annie. They could have prepared beforehand, right? And gotten medications ahead of time.
I was thinking
I've always
too.
been thinking, because if it's really just for ransom and cash, and you know, they needed to bail him out of something, or they needed to bail themselves out of, you know, their situation with the new home, like whatever the situation is, they could have gathered medications prior. Like you can, you know, she could take her mom to the doctor 2 months ago and say, oh, you know, we were at the grocery store, we forgot to lock the car and her medication got stolen from the car, you know.
You could just,
and then the doctor would just write a new script.
Yeah. Here's the movement in the Bitcoin account. I'm going to put Brian Enton's short up. Hold on.
I hope and pray.
Of all, TMZ is now reporting that there is movement in the Bitcoin account. Does that mean that Savannah Guthrie is paying the ransom? I don't know, but TMZ is reporting movement in the Bitcoin account. Really, only TMZ can report this because they're the ones who got the first ransom letter and they're the ones who have the Bitcoin address. So we kind of just have to trust what they're reporting because we have no way to verify it. But that's what they're saying. Also, there's been activity at Annie's house. I was telling you, there's also 2 SWAT trucks that moved out of the sheriff's office about an hour ago. We're trying to figure out what's going on there. But what's interesting with what's happening at Annie's house is, I mean, it's dozens of FBI agents that were over there going door to door. One of the neighbors told us that the FBI agents asked for consent to search his property
Mm.
and said because they are looking for something that may have been dropped, which I thought was interesting. That's what they told the guy who lived there. So that's the latest. But the main thing is that's brand new is the activity in the Bitcoin account. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, guys.
That's interesting. I'm back to sharing the Fox. So they're going door to door, FBI, sheriffs. I just think it's interesting. This guy had Annie and Tommaso's phone numbers, but go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know if when she first went missing, did they, notify neighbors to look at sheds, outhouses, anything that's awry on your property? Because I mean, we have, like, I've heard you talk about it. Okay, $300 in the Bitcoin account.
That's weird.
So that's not even going to be, I don't feel like that's enough money to make them bite at it, meaning make them try to withdraw it.
Yeah.
But, but what I was saying is that, an 84-year-old lady that's, has severe mobility issues is a burden in a lot of ways. So, like, getting rid of her quickly, if it was a murder and not a kidnapping, right? Getting rid of her quickly would be the goal.
Right.
This is just so bizarre.
I know. So I sent myself the link to, I'll just look him up. The band guy's name is, sorry, keep talking.
No, it's okay. I just think that the guy on the ring cam, he's got some meat on his bones. He's a little hefty.
Yeah, and I don't know how old these pictures are though of the band. So are you saying like you think it's more Tommaso?
I mean, Tommaso, it appears more like in body type wise, Tommaso than the other two guys. They're much skinnier and shorter than Tommaso.
Yeah. Do you want to mention what you found about Nancy's house?
I didn't find that. I heard that, but I did hear, and I wanted to read, but I don't know. I actually was going to text Patty today, but she had a testing live and then didn't go on, but whatever. There's information out there that Nancy has refinanced her home several times. And I think we were texting about it last night, Leslie, that, Nancy's lived in that home since the 90s. So I'm pretty certain that it's probably already paid off. It's probably worth a lot more now than it was, but
I think they bought it in 75.
Oh, okay. See, so I'm pretty sure there's not a mortgage on it, but there could be those like those home equity loans that you keep borrowing against your house. And she could have, and let's just say she was doing that. Maybe she was doing it for upgrades and repairs and renovations. But then you also might have a daughter that lives nearby and her and her husband aren't extremely wealthy. Because another thing, someone said that he only works part-time for that school with the 6th graders. He teaches 2 different subjects.
Interesting. I've got up this Hindustan Times, but this is Dominic Evans that I thought the eyes resembled in the mask, but he does look small, and that guy looked hefty. And I'm sure the FBI can tell us exactly how tall the guy was in the ring cameras.
Okay, so look at the mouths. Okay, so when you can actually see hair above the lip and the bottom of the lip through the mask. And it's if you look at the guy on the left, the Dominic Evans gentleman, you can see that he clearly has like his mustache hairline, because like right now he's got like 5 o'clock shadow on the mustache.
Yeah.
His hairline does not go all the way down to the lip, but Tommaso's does.
Hmm.
And then look at the chin. Now that could be shade. I don't know. I've never dated anybody with facial hair. It's just not my thing.
Right.
So I don't know if like you can, like shave that part, but you can see Dominic's 5 o'clock shadow mustache. There's, it's like, it's what really thick lip liner, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm
but
sharing this back
no,
again.
that's fine. So look at those. Look how like there's no line above the lip. It's the hair, the mustache is to the lip.
But look how like thinner it looks. I don't know. Like
Those are thick lips. But and it's also under this mask. And look at the oh, this is a good picture. Look at the fabric of the mask. It's like it's almost burlappy. You
I
see
was trying
that?
to tell, yeah, if it was like knit or what.
It's like hunting mask type.
I'm going to go back to this just to, I don't want people to think we're missing something. So was the guy, so Derek Colella that was arrested, that was this guy, he's Italian? I think, do you know?
I
Did it-
believe that that's either Italian or Hispanic, but I mean, I have definitely been wrong
Yeah.
with those, but okay, so let's say if he's Hispanic, it's going to be pronounced Caella.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But if he's Italian and that's an Italian name, then it is Calela.
Okay. Somebody got really mad at me last night and was like, how dare you say that it's the Italians? Like I generalized all Italians. I'm like, I don't think that's what I said, and that's certainly not what I meant. There's bad people of all types. Elizabeth May says tomato is Italian, and so is the arrested man. Yeah.
Okay. Caella is yes. Okay.
I mean, it seems like an Italian name to me. Marcy, yeah, Times News has reported pictures from the band member Dom in the story found on Google. I think they want money. Yeah, hope for Nancy Guthrie. But she might be. I mean, maybe they just went in there and like pistol whipped her, knocked her out. Her head was bleeding. That hit the porch. And then maybe they took her and they're keeping her like held up in somebody's house here. You think that's possible?
Oh, I hope so. Please let that be what's happened.
Mm-hmm. And
okay, I just looked at my heritage and it is Calela. And the surname Calela has roots in Italy, particularly the regions of Campania and Calabria. Historically, yep, it's Italian. Now Calella, if there was one L, that is Spaniard. That's Spain. But this is Italian. This guy is Italian. At least the last name is Italian origin.
Yeah, Kitty Cat says the search of Hanny's neighborhood is so telling, right? I mean, just like the other night, and people were like, you shouldn't be focusing on that. Oh, Top Cat, there was something about Nancy's necklace being dropped somewhere. Maybe that's what they're looking for.
Oh, geez.
I hadn't heard that, but
I wonder if it was what was it one of those I've fallen and I can't get up alert necklaces?
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm sorry, I forgot what those were called.
Yeah, that's what I always call them too.
Okay.
This whole thing is crazy. What is the Bitcoin account? Is somebody asking that? So TMZ has it because they got, but remember when they arrested this guy, they were like, oh, it was fake. It wasn't related. I mean, they've always known a lot more going on. I think they're going to keep searching no matter what. But now all of a sudden they have dogs. They haven't had dogs out.
Yeah, and that lab is a search and rescue dog.
What's the little one?
I don't know, but I think that you can train like any type of puppy.
Hmm. Oh, you think it was a heart-shaped necklace top cap? Oh, a life alert. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And then top cap says a heart-shaped necklace. Just say, Julie, you said, if it's the family, what do you think they will do next after this huge break in the case? Well, I think there will be a falling out. I mean, I think I'm waiting on somebody to be arrested tonight if they haven't been already.
Do we know if Tommaso has siblings?
I don't know that.
Because one thing, a part of that criminal complaint, they are saying AC and TC. I'm
Mhm.
wondering if AC is a brother of
Oh,
his.
she used the Guthrie last name?
I believe she did because they're not married, and
Oh, that's a good point.
she's Annie Guthrie on but then the 9-second phone call to a relative, to a family member. So then I'm thinking that's a different phone number.
Yeah, Maya says Tommaso had some gray in his mustache that goes all the way to his lips. I'm looking at that recent pic. Yeah. See, I feel like that might be somebody he knows. I don't know what I think anymore. I mean, I definitely think he's involved, but I think it'd be pretty amazing if they found her alive.
I do too. I mean, that's my hope and prayer.
Yeah, the sister gave off weird energy. And for them to go to her house the other night for those hours taking photos of stuff.
Well, yeah, and I wanted to make a comment because I did see people last night in your live, like, asking about Annie. And when I said like she's witchy, she's self-proclaimed Wiccan witch. Like there is information out there that she talks about that stuff. Okay, I'm not calling her a witch,
Right.
because just because she practices Wiccan. Like I could care less what you practice. She's a self-proclaimed witch.
Wow. Very interesting.
And I'll tell you my source. Hold on.
I'm looking to see if he has siblings. Tommaso. Yeah, this is Annie's neighborhood. And so they're like fast there. Now I know that the bomb SWAT team squad, all that left the Tucson area sheriff's department, but I don't know that anybody's following them. I have not seen that.
Okay, so Annie Guthrie says that she is an oracular. Oh my gosh, I'm like not saying that right.
Yeah.
Like ORACULAR writer, a modern pagan Wiccan, occult communities, and practitioner using oracles is a part of her practice and may self-identify as witches. And I believe the males are warlocks.
Interesting. Yeah. We're in Annie's neighborhood. It's getting dark. So now what do they do? So what she was reading was about Annie. Annie is a self-proclaimed, you say Wiccan? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Wiccan. Yeah, Annie Guthrie.
Yeah, SWAT is serious. But I mean, they've got Annie with them now. So, I mean, the siblings and all them. Well, maybe they're not. I don't know where they are. But we all saw last night with Savannah's video, it just felt different, right? It was just her alone. And she seemed like there was some relief in her. I felt that. Yeah, I don't think they're going to just quit because it's getting dark. But we know how dark it is out there. I hope they've got some good spotlights. Yeah, Annie did look weird in the. Maya says, it's significant to me that they're searching Annie's neighborhood as opposed to Nancy's. Did they canvass Nancy's neighborhood already? I didn't think they did, but I could have missed it. I agree. I think you're right. I don't think they canvassed it.
Well, they canvassed it via helicopter, and I can't remember at this point I can't remember which day, but when Brian Enton was live and then the helicopter came over, if he scanned up and looked at the helicopter, and the guy outside of the helicopter door had some sort of device on his head.
Mm.
And I don't know if it was infrared. I don't know if it was heat. I mean, I don't know what that was, but it was, I don't believe it was a helmet, because it had something in the front and came down. So I don't know what that was. Yeah, the shoes were really interesting on the guy.
Oh, yeah, they were some people were saying Merrill's and cowboy boots, which is what you wear in Arizona.
Oh, those look those look more like sneaker shoes to me, but again, I couldn't really see the ankle. Oh, how weird was the gun holster placement on the crotch?
Right in the front. I thought that was strange.
That was really odd.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you guys could tell, but it didn't appear as if the gun fit the holster, because it was it seemed like the gun was too big for the holster, even though the holster was elongated.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like the size. And what appeared to me is that type of holster looks like one, especially women, wear inside of their pants,
it did look like a weird holster
on their hip, because it's easy to conceal it.
Yeah. Right.
And you put it inside your pants.
Interesting.
And then the handle sticks out.
This is interesting. Sir Tedrick Walker, door cam revealed his shoe was fitting perfectly in a tile on the video. Size 12 shoe, at least for sure. Yeah, True Crime Wifey knows her stuff. Yep. See, a lot of people think they just had this video and just released it of the door cam. I don't know. I kind of feel like they've had it for a couple days. I could be wrong.
I mean, they've been saying that they weren't able to get anything, but I just think that they tell people that. I don't know a lot about the technology behind security.
Yeah.
Cameras and stuff.
We don't know where Annie is right now. No. But we don't know. They had Border Patrol agents and dogs at Nancy's house early on. I guess I didn't see that. Yeah, in the Idaho 4, the police go door to door asking where subjects were last night. And, they had Brian Coworker for a long time before they came out with it.
Yeah, because they were watching him at his home back on the East Coast.
Right. That's right. And
they pulled him over, right?
They twice, pulled him in Indiana. And then Kitty Cat says, Duty Ron said the gun was not meant for that holster. Yep. Is Arizona open carry? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I know Texas is.
Alabama is. I think that Florida is now. I don't know.
Yeah. They had something in their left hand too. What do you think was in that backpack? What was there a whole backpack full of
It
stuff?
was it was stuffed with things. Probably a tarp. Like I
Mhm.
mean, I don't mean to be, morbid, but like your murder kit.
Mhm.
Your zip ties, duct tape, extra
Mhm.
gloves, tarp.
Yeah. I was but it just was like stuffed full. Julie, you said I thought there was no video because the subscription hadn't been paid. Well, because the FBI is the bomb. So there's residual data. So they still record, they being at Nest is who they used. So they were able to get that data, which I had kind of wondered if there was something like that. Y'all were saying you see mascara and eyeliner. I just think it's that person's coloring in the mask. I don't think they really had on makeup. I know some people were saying they thought it was a woman, but I mean,
I think too big for a woman, in my
yeah,
opinion.
I think it was definitely a man. Oh, thanks, Sand Scorp. Yeah, Florida.
Well,
But open carry, do y'all mean where you can see it or you don't have to have a concealed permit?
no, open carry is where people can see it. I have not seen people around Tallahassee open carry, where they could see it. But open carry does not bother me because I'd rather want to know that you got a gun instead of not
Mhm.
know.
Right, I agree. I wish somebody knew someone in Tucson that we could see. But now that it's dark, we're not going to be able to see stuff.
Well, that's probably why Border Patrol's out there, because they know the terrain, or
And they have night vision goggles or all that.
well, and they're familiar with that terrain in the daytime and at night. So maybe that's what's going on. But I also feel like when there's a lot of activity in one place, they want everybody to look that way because something is going on in another area.
Mm. Well, yeah, like where did all those rescue trucks? I just saw like a whole bunch of them left that sheriff's department. I don't something strange. Hi everybody. Yeah, I definitely think that was Amanda. That was not a woman in that. I don't think that was a woman. I mean, just look at that though. How terrifying is that for Nancy? Can y'all imagine being woken up in the middle of the night and that
No.
looking at you? And I know a lot of people say Tommaso has thicker eyebrows, but the mask I think could be covering it up. But these do look thinner. See, it's not those eyebrows. It's because that guy's got like bushier eyebrows. But if you look at the band, but that guy on the left, you're saying is too thin.
I
Right?
just think, yeah. Like even the guy on the right is, let me see.
Mm.
Oh, he's got a little bit of a pudge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
just
I don't
saying,
know like when this picture was taken.
yeah, but the guy on the Ring door cam is like a hefty dude. And I'm not, not trying to be mean or whatever, but he's got
No, he
some meat
looks.
on his bones.
I agree. But I just didn't feel like the mustache was as thick as that. But I mean, I don't know. Deidre, you said, I believe I heard on Duty Ron that they had a tarp and a key was in the hand. I didn't see that. Oh, wait, what is my, you said, oh my God, true crime wifey, you're right. That's so scary.
I don't know. What did I say?
I don't remember.
Thank you, Maya. It's good
Yes.
to see you. Hey, everyone. Good to see everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here on Leslie's channel.
Yes, thank you.
Top Cat said I would call him Stocky.
Yeah, stocky
nice.
or husky. I remember at my grandmother's funeral, my dad did the eulogy, and he said, talking about his mom when they would go to the department store when he's little, and she'd go, "Where is the husky department?" My dad just hated it. Yeah, I would have to open my eyes and see that in my face. Terrifying.
So like the 40 minutes inside the home, right?
Yeah.
People
So
were comfortable there. You know, is there a possibility that she was sleeping up until the last few minutes? That they were going around doing, you know, I don't know. And I say they because I'm sorry, I still think Annie was at the back door.
Yes, and they said the back door was wide open. So I don't think this person acted alone.
No.
And I think, and they were saying too, like maybe that person, we don't know what time that was disconnected. So maybe they were inside the house doing all this stuff and then went around there because they were going to take her out the front door, disconnected the camera. And so maybe all the crap in the bag was her stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did appear that when the person approaching the front door, it seemed to me like they were surprised that they saw the light come on and the Ring door camera was working. Like it appeared to me that they thought it should have been shut off. That's just because then they're like scrambling, then like they turn around, they get shrubbery, like you know, it's like
Yeah.
what can I find? What can I find?
I know. I thought that was just so odd. I'm going to play it again. Yeah, that guy looks pretty. Yeah, right there. Like, I mean, it looks like weeds or something, and they have a flashlight in their mouth. I mean, they were definitely prepared. They knew it was dark. I see what y'all are saying, that you think it's a lady by the eyes, but no, when you get closer.
Yeah, I mean,
See right there. I mean, if so, that person needs a lot of hormones because that is a serious mess.
that is a serious I was gonna say, dude looks like a lady.
Yeah.
Or like the bearded lady at the fair.
I mean, I wish, have they released? I haven't seen like exactly what they think the height was because they can tell because they can measure what the bricks are in that house and then where that person came up to. Top Cat said Annie could have been waiting somewhere in a car. Could have been.
Well, did the white van pan out?
I never
Because
heard any more about it.
okay, so on a neighbor's surveillance video, there was a white van between 2:12 a.m. to 2:17 a.m. When it left, lights were off for several blocks when it left. It went to a convenience store afterwards, but then that's all I heard. And that wasn't just that was not like random YouTubers, whether you guys watch them or not. Like that was being reported on Fox, CNN, ABC, NBC. That was specifically being reported there.
Someone is asking if that's a fake mustache. I don't think so. And then, yeah, S&S, you said someone on Fox was saying it wasn't a flashlight. I heard that interview. I was listening to it too, but I think it was a flashlight. I think they were just kind of questioning it. Or it was the reflection off the doorknob, maybe is what they said.
Well, is the full video anywhere out there without the breakups? Because first the FBI released the steel pics.
Well, here's the video. I'll play it later.
So let's see if you can see a light shining down, like as if it is a.
I'm gonna play it a little slower too, like at half speed. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, this is like, let me. Yeah, looking for weed or something. I just thought that was strange.
Yeah, so you just feel like I just saw lights, or it's reflective. It's reflective on
Oh,
the
yeah.
backpack.
So it looks like there's hair up here and down below the lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting that in front of the camera. But see right there, didn't it look like a camera? I mean, a flashlight was in his. I guess it wasn't though, because that light right there. I think someone ended up saying they think that was the doorknob, like if it was brass or something, it was the reflection from the neighbor's floodlights across the street. But it's so bright. What's everybody saying? I'll let it play through again. Yeah, that's a light. That's not a gold tooth. That'd be a heck of a gold tooth.
Yeah, like a gold grill.
Yeah. 5'9" or 5'11". Could they shut it off remotely? I don't know, but if they could, I mean, that would be easily traceable.
Well, and maybe they thought they did or could, and they actually couldn't.
Yeah. Tennis, I kind of agree with you. I think it's the Dominic Evans dude. The person in the video, I believe, is doubled up on clothing. No updates on SWAT.
Well, is the band even still together?
They sang at like bars. But not from what I can tell, but they have a song that's about murder. I sent myself the lyrics. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Hold on.
To answer Sandscorp 67, who are those three people? That is Tommaso's band and the two bandmates. Tommaso's in the middle. The guy on the left is Dominic something, and then the guy on the right is the other band member. He's in a band.
So the band Early Black is a Tucson, Arizona-based grunge rock band formed in April 2007 by drummer Dominic Evans, bassist vocalist Tommaso Cioni, and guitarist vocalist Walter Goncalves, known for their local performances in Tucson, Phoenix, and Flagstaff. And when I looked them up on YouTube, it's just like in a bar. The band released their debut album, Life, Love, Murder, in 2010. The band was formed in 2007 with members connecting through Craigslist and the Tucson Weekly. Their music is described as having grungier sound. The core lineup consists of Dominic, Tommaso, and Walter. In early 2026, the band drew media attention due to Tommaso's involvement in a high-profile kidnapping case. Well, it's kind of strange that that's what Google said.
Oops.
Yeah.
Google
Yeah, I know.
is AI.
It's for rookies. I'm gonna look up the band to show y'all. I don't know. That is just so terrifying when I see that camera. I mean, I got chills when I saw it, thinking about that poor lady waking up with that in her face. 16. Yeah, here we go. Oh, that's him. So this is the band. This is Tucson in 2009.
Which one's the singer?
You know, they didn't really mention that in what I read, but the drummer is the dominant guy. I don't even know if they say this is interesting. Hey, Squinting Cat, it appears to be a flight gear bite light used by pilots. You hold it between teeth. It has a rubber ring. You can turn it on and off and change from white and red. Yes, Walter's the singer.
Okay. Not much of a singer.
Yeah. But isn't it just wild to think how different the family is, like Savannah and then the sister married to him. It's just very different. Michelle says, hasn't the son-in-law been missing since last Tuesday? He has to know something. I agree. I mean, we haven't seen him in anything, but we haven't seen any of the spouses or significant others. Now I heard, who knows, but I heard somewhere that he was refusing to interview. I don't know if that's true. I have no source on that.
I mean, the drummer's the best part.
I don't know, that music is depressing. This is interesting. Some girl online. Ness stores the last hour of footage before the camera went off. That's pretty, yeah. Wow. Susan, do you think they got footprints like by the flowers? It's all terrible. Remember the other night when they showed up at Nancy's and they were all around that area right there with flashlights? That was that was the night everything was going down. I think it was Saturday night.
So that they probably had the footage then and they were trying to figure out where
See,
he
I think they had
dug
it.
up the plant.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Truth Seeker, the first ransom note went to Annie and Tomato's email. I think it was their text message is what we just read in the arrest papers of the guy. So who were the three
Well,
people?
that wasn't the ransom. The Kalela guy, that was not the ransom. That was him texting them after the ransom had come out, after the first ransom. So I thought that the first ransom went to TMZ and a local news station.
Yes. Well, you know what I was thinking here? I think this is a typo, actually. We just answered our own question to jump around real quick. Shortly after the video was published, AC and TC, the daughter and son-in-law of Nancy. So they are referring to her as AC, probably thinking they were married.
Well, and maybe they're common law married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Both separately received a text message from this number. Did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. Did you get the Bitcoin? I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah. And one thing I don't understand, because this is a DOJ document, but there's no additional DOJ documents.
Mm-hmm. And I know people are debating the search warrants of Annie's house. I think they're sealed.
Yeah, no way that the police went out there and if they just
I
consented
mean,
to search and didn't get a search warrant.
right,
They're
they would
sealed
want
and we
that
don't
for
know about it.
prosecution. I mean, like if you know, found something, you wouldn't want them to say, "Oh no, we didn't give him permission." Yeah, I've been reading too about a gambling addiction. I don't know. Was Dominic Evans the band member that was involved in embezzlement? Mm,
I know.
I don't know. But here, that guy that was arrested, Derek. So he didn't send the stuff to TMZ. He only sent the text to Annie and Thomaso.
Right.
I just think it's interesting that he would text both of them that and this guy. I don't know. I'm just saying I think it's a little interesting.
Well, maybe I'm just naive, but like, why would you want to get involved in this high profile of a case?
Michelle, where are you getting that? That the SWAT is at his house?
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
I heard there is a connection between the guy who faked, the band connection. Well, the guy that was arrested, he wasn't in the band. But what does everybody think? And they said it was forced entry in the house, but then we heard the back door was wide open.
Let me see. There's something.
Yeah, see, it's all dark out there now. So yeah, who's reporting that about SWAT and the band member? We'll let this play out. I know y'all want to hear it. So that's Thomas O playing in the brown shirt and jeans. And then the drummer is the guy who I think looks a lot like the ski mask guy, except he's smaller. But I don't know. You know, the pictures online could be really old. I mean, the guy could have gained weight.
Yeah.
To me, Thomas O looks really tall. Like in the family photos, I mean, he looks 6'4" to me. I agree with you.
Hey guys, so something else new. I have just confirmed that the FBI's hostage rescue team, it's called the HRT, the hostage rescue team, is on the ground in Tucson, which is a big deal. I mean, it's an incredibly elite unit within the FBI. There's the FBI SWAT team, but then they also have the hostage rescue team. Those are the people who go in and try to save people who are being held hostage. They're in Tucson right now. And the sense is that there's like movement happening possibly tonight. We confirmed that the SWAT teams that left the Pima County Sheriff's Office, that movement was in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case, whether they were just going somewhere else to stage or whether there is actually something that's going to be happening tonight. I don't know. But the sense, I mean, there's a lot of things moving around right now. because we have a camera at the sheriff's office, we have a camera at Annie Guthrie's house. I'm still at Nancy's, and it feels like things could be happening. And hopefully it's good news at some point with in regards to Nancy. But I just wanted to keep you guys posted because that hostage rescue team from the FBI is a big deal. Hey guys, so
I love that, like, the FBI is like, move over Tucson. And you can't tell me that's not because Savannah's who she is and that Cash Patel is just all coincidental. I mean, what do you think? I don't know. I like this.
I think that
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I think that I think that the FBI has a lot more tools.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
I don't really put a lot of weight in the sheriff going to the basketball game. I know that everybody was like, "Oh my god."
Well,
But
it's bad
one
optics.
thing, he's
I mean,
just a talking head. He's a talking head. He's not the one. He doesn't
yeah.
necessarily have the boots on the ground, right?
Mhm.
Like
I'm
everybody
telling you,
who
I think
is
the FBI
working.
sent him to the game. They were like, "Please go."
Yeah, like you need a break, buddy. You're
Mhm.
out here spilling beans and
Yeah. I
and
like what
then,
does say Julie says Tomato is probably hiding from Cameron, right? I mean, Cameron, you could tell like he just knew. And I felt like Savannah was in the middle and Annie's kind of turned, like, you know, I could tell a lot with the body language.
yeah, Cameron looked so mad in the second video, like he was just about to explode.
Mhm. I mean, Savannah's married. I haven't heard anything about if Cameron's married or not. Yeah, it is nuts. I mean, if she is alive, that will be absolutely amazing. Thank you, Evan. Yep, SWAT and mobile command. Do you think it's okay if I show a second of Courtroom Confidential? I feel kind of bad, but I just want to show a second of like the cars rolling out. Is that bad? Is that like you don't do that?
Is that Josh?
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's a problem with you showing it for a couple seconds, but don't
Yeah.
I think you would
I
be
think
okay.
I'm just gonna do it for a second. I just wanted to show y'all. This was like earlier.
They're the first thing everybody sees. This video this evening, myself included.
Now y'all
So
follow.
I thought the lead
Courtroom Confidential.
story that we were going to be talking about, they're all headed to some, your guess, RV park, remote area, who knows, campsite, who knows. But wherever they're going, they know that they need to be prepared. I feel like if it was other kind of police activity,
so he feels like the SWAT team went somewhere to like be stationed.
Well, okay, so SWAT's not going to roll out unless they're about to do something.
Right, but
they will go to a place where they station themselves before they go on their attack, if you will. So they do group in one area before they go to the intended goal.
So they wanted to get somewhere where the media wouldn't see where they were going.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
That could be in a warehouse.
I'll give you guys a little shot there of the confines I've been living in, like an absolute.
He said they were getting out there at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
This is where he showed them rolling out today.
Josh, I'm out front of the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and I wanted to do this quickly because I want you all to see what is happening behind me. You can see that is the bomb squad truck that just rolled out here. We saw earlier that the SWAT truck rolled out.
See, it's very interesting. Tommaso is his name, is the significant other partner, whatever, of Annie Guthrie, Savannah's sister. Somebody was asking. I just hate that now we don't see anything. I wish Brian Enton would just stay alive, you know?
I know. Poor guy's got to sleep though.
Well, I mean, just like right out there. I mean, I know he wants to be able to talk to people and stuff. I'm going to play this again about the FBI team.
So something else new, I have just confirmed that the FBI's hostage rescue team, it's called the HRT, the hostage rescue team, is on the ground in Tucson, which is a big deal. I mean, it's an incredibly elite unit within the FBI. There's the FBI SWAT team, but then they also have the hostage rescue team. Those are the people who go in and try to save people who are being held hostage. They're in Tucson right now. And the sense is that there's like movement happening possibly tonight. We confirmed that the SWAT teams that left the Pima County Sheriff's Office, that movement was in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case, whether they were just going somewhere else to stage or whether there is actually something that's going to be happening tonight. I don't know. But the sense, I mean, there's a lot of things moving around right now because we have a camera at the Sheriff's Office. We have a camera at Annie Guthrie's house. I'm still at Nancy's. It feels like things could be happening. And hopefully it's good news at some point with in regards to Nancy. But I just wanted to keep you guys posted because that hostage rescue team from the FBI is a big deal.
Okay, so somebody said that the family said they didn't recognize anybody. Y'all, they know way more. They're just saying that stuff to keep people like talking. Kurt Montgomery, Dominic Evans was convicted of robbery, embezzlement, burglary, and DUI. So he's the drummer in the band of Thomaso. Okay, JLK. I know he's Thomaso, but is he the sister husband? Yes, but not really a husband, like common law husband. They're not really married.
Like 20 years together.
Yeah. Hey, Tater. Yeah, I don't know if they're keeping the spouses like out of it on purpose or what, because Savannah's husband hasn't been there either. Maybe because of all that's come out. I don't know. I just think there's a lot going on. Yeah, I hope the whole band has day jobs, right? This guy talking is Brian Entin, Entin, and y'all should follow him. He does great work. Yeah, I mean, I think Savannah got special stuff. I also think, when's the last time you heard of an 84-year-old being kidnapped for a ransom? I mean, there's a lot more to that. I realize there's tons of missing people, but also I think the ransom is very strange. But I think Savannah absolutely gets what she wants.
Yeah. And Armin Fence,
Yeah.
he said Brother and Savannah have made videos, but Annie has not.
I noticed that too. That's true, because Cameron's done a video and Savannah, but I mean, Annie, this is her. Mommy. Mama.
Yeah, I thought she said, Mama. Oh my God. It gave me the EBGBs.
Me too. Let's look that up.
Because it was like, I think Savannah referred to her as mommy, but I think Annie said mama, but I could be wrong.
What was that? The first video?
Yes. The one with the white shirt and black bra.
Yes, that's right.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them, and we continue to believe that she feels them too. Our mom is a kind, faithful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light. She is funny, spunky, and clever. She has grandchildren that adore her and crowd around her and cover her with kisses. She loves fun and adventure. She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
The light is missing from our lives. Nancy is our mother. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day. Despite having already passed through great trials of pain and grief, we are always going to be merely human, just normal human people who need our mom. Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you.
Our mom is our heart and our
Yeah, mama.
Look
Mama.
at Cameron.
Cameron, and you see how his arm is? I'm telling y'all.
So when she first started to speak, both Savannah bowed her head and closed her eyes and really started to cry, and Cameron closed his eyes. Okay, and I know I'm not a body language expert, and I have not watched any of that stuff because I'm not really into that. But like now that I'm like, what? But the mama, that's why I only listened to it once because it gave me the creeps.
I know, mama. S&S. So yeah, I'm Leslie. I'm on the screen, and then the little puzzle piece that you might see, that's True Crime Wifey.
Puzzle pieces.
Yeah, puzzle pieces. But she doesn't show her face on here because she's actually really famous, and so she just doesn't want people knowing who she is.
Yeah, and when I said peer pressure, I wasn't talking about you, Leslie. I was talking about like people in chat, even on my own channel. They're like, "Why don't you show your face?"
I know.
Like I live in the Tallahassee area. I'm all into the Adelson and Dan Markel murder case. I know people. I just would rather not show my face, and I have littles.
Yeah, you've got little children. I get that. I don't think everyone's favorite JLR is live right now. Believe it or not.
That's everybody's favorite.
I was being sarcastic. Hey,
Oh,
Evan. Typically, in response to high-risk situations such as a barricaded suspect, hostage crisis, or serving a high-risk warrant. Keywords, I think, are hostage crisis. Great point. So
high risk warrant. No, high risk warrant.
Or
That
a
means
warrant.
they're going to send
But-
the SWAT team for the arrest.
But if they do have Nancy somewhere, like, I mean, I'm not giving up hope. I mean, I know what is probable, but maybe it is also a hostage thing. But I would like to know where Tomato and Dedrick or whatever Derek are.
I mean, I hope that they have her somewhere, kept somewhere. Please.
I'm going to show Grish's video. He's supposed to
And he
join us.
might join.
Yeah.
Might join. He's
And to shield his face. I noticed on the fourth still image.
I want to play that again. I'm going to play that a little slower. You'll have to follow Grish. It's Grish, GRISCH.0.
I noticed on the fourth still image.
Look at this. He lined up the pupils. See, that mask could have been covering the brows.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's.
I did post his link in chat.
Oh,
Because
good.
usually we have usually Kristen's posting everyone's link, but I don't see Kristen.
I still think it looks more like that other guy's eyes. Oh, here's the one that I found earlier today that I thought. This guy right here in the middle. See how his brows are?
Yeah. I just still think the mustache hairline down to the lip.
But look, this guy, yeah. But we don't, I mean, this picture is probably older.
Yeah,
But
but I think that, I mean, I don't see, I'm not really familiar with facial hair. So, like, how facial hair grows. But it seems to me like, see, both Walter, the singer, and Dominic, the drummer, they have a white line above their lip.
Oh,
But Tomato doesn't. Tommaso. We do call him Tomato.
I wish I could put these side by side. I'm sure I have that ability.
I
but,
mean,
yeah.
I mean, you made Jorge look like
I know. I mean, I could do that in CapCut. Yes.
Jaws.
I'm just saying, like, I can't do that like live here
Jaws
on the
from
computer.
James
Oh,
Bond.
yeah, I can do that. Yeah, it's very true that Annie hasn't. Yeah, Dominic. I don't even know if they're still around. Yeah, Taterbug said, and I've read this, there was a note on the front door at Nancy's house that adult like protective services had been by to visit her. Had you heard that?
No, who said that?
I think Tater said that, but I've read that. Yeah. Did you see there is a
Oh.
white sticker on Nancy's door that is an adult abuse sticker from the state?
What? They do stickers. So, I mean, I'm familiar with adult protective investigations, not as familiar as child abuse investigations. But, I mean, they get, okay, so the response time for an investigator to respond to elderly is different than child. And I'm specifically talking about the state of Florida, even though a majority of states are very similar. A majority of calls or reports for elderly or adult services is exploitation. Like, it's not necessarily physical abuse or anything, or like, you know, being held captive or anything like that. It is exploitation and normally money.
So I
like
pulled
taking their social security checks or things like that.
Right. So I pulled this photo. It was on a news station Facebook. So the red circle is where that Nest camera was mounted. But are y'all talking about this white sticker right here?
Yeah,
it
could be a business card. Because I know that they do business cards in the state of Florida. And I think Tater or someone, maybe Top Cat, said, why would they put a sticker on the door? Because you have to notify the person that you're trying to lay your eyes on.
Yeah.
Your victim of your investigation. If they're an adult protective investigator, they have to lay eyes on their victim. But that would mean that no one has gotten that off. Like but if she didn't use her front door, if she normally used her garage, you know, the garage and then the entry into the home, she might not have seen that. There could have been a report, you know, weeks ago prior to this entire thing.
Right. Yeah. Like we don't know what's been going on.
Yeah. And if a report would have been called in to like adult services in Arizona during this entire mess, they would not be leaving a sticker or like, or a business card on the front door of a missing woman this high profile, the cops would be like, oh, we got it. Like,
Right.
yeah, the police would have jurisdiction over anything of this magnitude above adult protective services.
Somebody else was asking about the doormat. Yeah, it's black. But see, now it's weird seeing this now. See the greenery under the, can y'all see my mouse on there? No. Where the guy was like pushing the weeds or whatever up in the camera. See the
Stir.
green? See
Wait.
this right here? No, right here above
Yeah,
the red.
yeah.
That's the greenery, like where he looks like, I don't know. And then this is the blood. So see, I'm wondering if he like pistol whipped her, or it could be a bloody nose. But it could have been the back of her head bleeding. I would think though, if it was bloody nose, wouldn't it have like mucus in it? Or you could tell that. But the flowers here, that was interesting. Maybe that's why they were all looking out the other day to see like if he had pulled that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exhale. You wonder if Nancy had changed her will or life insurance. Yeah. I don't think she had probably a lot of life insurance at that age. Yeah, I think Annie was medicated, but just her mannerisms in those videos. I mean, I would love for her to say it's not the family, because I think that's even more horrible for Savannah. Like your mom, and then you find out your sister or whatever, but it's not looking good. Truth Seeker, yes, Tommaso was on paperwork with Annie where he gave her power of attorney for, but it was executed. The document was executed at a title company. So the way I interpreted that is that she was just going to represent him, like closing on the real estate, because it was for the same day that they sold their other house. And I had showed those last night, if that makes sense. Yeah, the behavior panel has. Yeah. Yeah. Do I think Wendy will be arrested? Well, eventually, but I have not focused as much on it in the last week because of this. Oh, Cynthia, on-ground live streams have been frozen by the FBI.
Oh.
Gosh.
Oh.
Wow.
Someone said, okay, interesting. When did Cynthia say that?
She said that at 7:48, so 11 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree that SWAT isn't just there, but I think they're on standby. So maybe these people were canvassing the ground and then.
Yeah, I don't know if they've really jammed live streams. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think that, do you see anybody else live streaming?
No.
I haven't been able to either. That's Grish's still. Well, I still think there's going to be an arrest.
Yeah, I think the reason why they're not live streaming is because it's dark now. Agenda free. Someone said, well, no, but we're talking about live streaming outside of any of the residences.
Hey, Allison, good to see you. Who is somebody saying we're agenda? What? I mean, I'm hoping they find Nancy and, they can get the people arrested that did this. we're here to have open discussion. YB, you said the eyebrows match the drummer. That's kind of what I thought. Oh, do you have a train, True Crime Wifey? I love a train.
Oh, do you hear it in the background?
Yeah, I love that.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah, Top Cat, I agree. Why would they put a sticker on her door? It might have been a business card, like you said. I mean, because a sticker would be a pain.
Yeah, you have to notify people if you're trying to get in touch with them.
Evan is our resource. You're so generous. Thank you so much. The investigator has 2 weeks in Arizona, and they use business cards, not a sticker.
Okay.
Ooh, SWAT is on the move. Okay. So this is the live. I have followed this channel. It's called 857 Tucson. And they like stream like live court for when people are arrested. They stream from the jail, but they are monitoring dispatch.
Can I get Gary's for a 20-day?
Okay.
Please, please, please. Engine 376, Parlor. Charlie 104 to Charlie 122.
Dude, this girl came by and dropped off Gatorades, cold brew coffee, and protein bars.
People are saying there's no update.
The deputies that keep going on this shift. So if you want them, let me know. And I'll just pass them on to whoever comes next.
So they just said that a girl just came in, dropped by Gatorades, cold beer, coffee, and something else.
Yeah, did you hear that somebody sent pizza to them today?
Well, I mean, people do that kind of stuff. Like they send
123.
goodies when first responders are stuck out somewhere.
Yeah. I
Yes,
love
they did. Yes, they did find blood in the house. Someone just asked.
but we
Yes,
don't know how much.
Right, we don't know. the extent.
Mel. I just don't like I don't know if it's cool to like go share other people's streams. I don't.
And then the cold brew coffee.
I like his channel though, but I don't.
Protein bars, probably even more.
I mean, I see his live stream, but he's just replaying stuff.
583.
583, go ahead. 583 and 1042 from 98. Have a good night.
Yeah, I saw
Have a good night. 1657.
Mel is streaming, but he was showing stuff from earlier because it's dark out there now. So if y'all want to follow this account, it's 857 Tucson. 857, I think their area code. They'll show like people's courts and the judge saying stuff to them. It's kind of sad. Like you just see a lot of people on drugs and stuff getting arrested. Live dispatch. I'm surprised this stuff isn't scrambled because I used to have a scanner app here in Tennessee and it doesn't pick it up anymore. Top Cat. Wouldn't Savannah have come out to defend if he was wrongly accused? Yeah, they weren't saying anything. He's got a live stream outside. I mean, I'll look. Yeah, his live stream is just him talking and showing all that. I just don't want to. I mean, I'm looking at his live stream right now, and it's
Cover the camera.
I don't believe that they've jammed up. I don't believe that they've stopped people.
Oh, that's JLR's channel, which, you know, when I do that, everybody gets all mad.
I can hear Brian Enton speaking.
I know, I can too. I just wonder if he's playing like old footage because
Yeah, he might be.
I wish I was out there. Let's see if Brian Enton's got anything. No, it was still the Bitcoin and the FBI hostage rescue team in Tucson.
Yeah, and so if they did drop $300 into the Bitcoin,
Why would
like
they do that?
well, okay, so there's several reasons why you would drop any sort of money into the Bitcoin to go see if someone's going to get it and pull it.
Mm-hmm.
But $300 is not enough for someone to risk. Like I would say a couple grand would be something that someone would go get and then they could. Because I found it interesting the other day when there was information about the white van and then detectives or whoever went over to the convenience store.
Right. Well, somebody said that she went there a lot, the convenience store, but I don't know if I believe that.
I think that they went and pulled Cam.
Well, we saw, or I saw on one of the news stations, like this news reporter was at the police station, like filming the TV, and they were showing all the footage that they pulled from that convenience store. I think I saw that on STS.
Yeah, and that happened, didn't it? It happened right after they filed the criminal complaint against Derek Kalela. Okay, so Justice Jane says $300K, right? Question mark. I thought it was just $300.
Oh, was it
Okay, I don't
300,000
know.
or 300?
Oh, if it was 300,000,
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Oh, Fox 5 Washington's live at Nancy's with hostage rescue squad. Okay, so
Perfect. Thank you so much.
if hostage rescue squad is at Nancy's, then I believe that the real action is happening somewhere else.
Well, we saw them, right? Because they were at Annie's neighborhood.
Yeah.
Interesting. It does seem weird to be stationed out there. I mean, the house is pitch black.
Well, I think that they're just securing it, but if there's multiple vehicles arriving, then something's going on.
Hey, SNS, thank you. I think a local barber could identify the freshly shaved stash. Yeah. Oh, why do you think Tomato hired the hit? I don't think he has the money to do that. You know? Oh, I know, Marcy. I was thinking that Google reports Savannah's net worth at 40 million. I feel the worst for her versus other siblings because of the ransom. She may never forgive herself. Oh, that's nice, Claudia. You bought your power line people a pizza while they worked on our street post hurricane. Oh, somebody ordered JLR a pizza. Well, that was nice. Is it true the PD found a female in the desert in Pima County? I haven't heard anything about that.
I heard about a body being found
In
somewhere.
Colorado. That's what I heard a couple days ago. I'm going to look on X real quick and see.
So so if $6 million is dropped in Bitcoin, they can't just go and get that out?
Yeah.
Like,
So,
it would have to be dispersed.
oh yeah, I was gonna show y'all that. By the way, Brian Enton tweeted an hour ago that it was less than $300 in the Bitcoin account.
Oh, okay.
So I did actually. Somebody in comments last night asked me about Bitcoin. So I asked somebody who knows a lot about it. Yeah. So I just copied what they sent me. Bitcoin is completely open source. You have to exchange it for another coin and send it to a mixer or anonymizer. It is very difficult to hide crypto. Most get busted or funds frozen. The off-ramp part of crypto always involves banks, which all have KYC rules. You can't be anonymous on the off-ramp unless you sell in person for cash at a very steep discount, but still, the bought crypto would still be tainted. I see people get busted all the time. Very good crypto sleuths out there helping the cops. Crypto is a terrible payment choice for crime. People steal crypto from physically assaulting people and get it, but then they always get traced and busted. It's so dumb because they have no idea how it works. And then they said Zach XB, as in boy, T as in Tom, is the most famous one. He brings down international criminals all the time. He posts all of his work, which gets complicated but interesting. So I thought that was kind of interesting about Bitcoin, because people have been saying, "Oh no, you can do it anonymously." I mean, you can't.
Yeah, no, and I mean, most ransom is cash, and there's a drop off, and and people are contacting the family. They're not contacting TMZ.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. No, I haven't seen Wendy or heard anything. I mean, part of me was like, are the Adelsons doing this for us to take the attention off of her?
I know. So I did a short on my channel where the Texas prisoner transport was heading east on I-10. But I'm like, sadly, it's not Wendy.
Yeah, seriously.
Because she didn't show up in the jail. Plus, they missed the exit that would have led them to the jail.
So I read something interesting. We can just talk about the Adelsons for a second. It might have been on Reddit. I like reading their stuff. And somebody said, think about it. This is the first time since Charlie was arrested in 2022 that there hasn't been an Adelson in the jail. And I was like, that's a good point. And they were saying how they were so happy to get rid of Donna. I mean, they got her out of there at 5:30 a.m. the next day following her sentencing. And I'm sure that is a lot of added stress. I'm not saying that's just like delaying the arrest, but it's interesting. I also think, and y'all might disagree, that, I mean, Sarah Catherine has applied now for another judgeship. In Georgia, we know she's changing it up a little. I mean, she's still going to be in the office, but she's going from she's leaving the supervisor role, I think is what I heard. Maybe they're just kind of frustrated. I mean, they're not going to just wait their whole career for Wendy. So by them doing other things makes me think it's not as imminent as I had hoped. I could be wrong. Hey, Karen, happy you're here. So True Crime Wifey is on with us. She is in Florida, and she is an expert on a lot of true crimes, and she stays anonymous. And this is outside Nancy's house. I think it's just to watch it. The FBI, what was it? The tactical unit, the SWAT team is on site in Tucson, and earlier they were canvassing Annie's neighborhood. Is that basically it? I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we just talked about Bitcoin and how it would be impossible to stay anonymous. Oh, Amber, you said your tinfoil hat says celebrity like Savannah will never be charged. Arizona has death penalty. I don't know. I don't think Savannah would not want her charged. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of stuff's going on right now, you guys, with Jeffrey Epstein and all of that, but I'm not so
yeah.
sure that it's related. And I have to be honest, like I think that I mean, I knew about a majority of the stuff that's coming out like 7 years ago or so. Like there were YouTube channels covering all of that. All of that information was out there. I don't know if 3 million documents were, and apparently that's only half of what they have. But you know, they've redacted names. They said that they were going to be redacting. Of course, they're not going to show videos. They're going to be redacting victims' names, and also, you know, they weren't going to show any children or any child names or anything like that. But we've seen in emails, and people are completely being redacted. And Jeffrey Epstein is not sending emails to children or victims. So I don't know. It's just I feel like sometimes a lot of that stuff is a distraction.
I don't
So
know. I'll
I
be
just-
honest. Like, I quit following all the politics, and that's when I started getting into true crime more because I just couldn't take it anymore with the
Yeah,
politics.
like yeah, and it will drive people crazy if you're reading that stuff.
Yeah, like my mom, who I would wake up and would have texted me all these tweets and stuff at 2 and 3 a.m.
Yeah, and you can't unsee what you've seen, so don't go looking for information that is totally traumatizing or, protect your mental health.
Oh, this is entering. Faith and Color said a guy pointed out in the picture of the suspect with the glove at the camera, you can see a wrist tattoo. Let's take a look.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water.
Okay. That's interesting. A wrist tattoo. Well, that's a very.
Now been asked about another town and they didn't go there, but they certainly have gone somewhere. So we don't know exactly where the location is the SWAT team is going to, but we know that the elite SWAT team from the Pima County Sheriff's.
You'll have to tell me like where they saw the. Are you talking about right there? That looks like part of the jacket to me. I agree, Justice Shane. 24. Why would Derek, the guy that was arrested, who, those of you that are just joining us, it is, no, I think I already know this guy. So he was arrested a week ago for sending a text to Annie and Tommaso asking them if they had received the Bitcoin yet. And this guy, Derek Kalela, is Italian, and they said he sent a hoax ransom text to Savannah Guthrie's family. And he's saying he found their numbers online. And this is his arrest, the information. So it's interesting that he texted Annie and Tommaso, but he says he'd only found their information by Googling online, which, I mean, you can find people's stuff. Yeah. Justice Shane. Derek Clayla sent text message demanding Bitcoin to Annie and Tommaso phones after the family. So this is what it says right here, though, Justice Jane. It says on or about. Hold on, let me mute this other video. On or about February 4th, after the video was published, Annie and Tommaso both separately received a text message from the following phone number stating, "Did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction." So I don't know if that's really demanding. I mean, I don't know if that's the only text that he sent, but they could tell it was coming from like a scrambled voice over IP. After Miranda warnings, Kalela admitted to sending the 2 text messages. He admitted to using the voice over IP account from which 2 actual text messages came from. Kalela stated that he pulled family information from a cyber website and that he had been following along and watching TV. Then he said that he sent text messages. He was trying to see if the family would respond. Data received shows that approximately 3 minutes after the text messages, Kalela called a family member of the Nancy Guthrie, which lasted 9 seconds. I wonder why they don't tell us who he called.
So apparently there's ABC breaking news that someone has been arrested.
Oh my
And
God.
it's more than just one person saying that.
Oh my God.
Two minutes ago, reported on X, arrest made. So I don't know. Hopefully it's true. Jeez, Louise.
Are you looking at Brian Enton?
No. Is he on?
No, I just didn't know if like he tweeted that or X'd it or whatever it's called.
No, someone's saying it's ABC News. Out of Phoenix. I don't know. Well, it's not someone, it's several people, but hopefully saying ABC News said so. Yeah, I don't.
I'm looking. If anybody sees anything, let me know.
Because I went to the ABC News Phoenix website and it's nothing.
People also say stuff thinking they're funny.
Well, I think also people might hear it somewhere and then but they're not realizing it. You know, they're not realizing that it's hoax.
Right. Yep. I'm still not seeing anything.
Yeah, I'm not either. I mean, I'm not on any other. No.
I'm surprised JLR.
They said STS is live. I bet it's true. That's what Tennis Girl just said. She's so funny.
I have that open in a tab, actually. I've been keeping an eye on it. Okay, 5 seconds ago. Breaking. The Pima County Sheriff's Department, with assistance from the FBI, has detained an individual for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie. But they're not saying who it is.
This is the questioning. I mean, that could be that could be anything. I hope it's true. I mean, I feel like it would be a miracle if she's alive. I mean, I'm hoping and praying, and I do believe in the power of prayer. So
yeah, I mean, I just think if they were canvassing Annie's neighborhood. Here we go.
Been detained in connection with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. David, this development comes on the same day the first images of an individual approaching Nancy Guthrie's home were released, and as authorities continued to search in and around this neighborhood where her home is. We saw them searching a drain pipe, conducting other investigative steps today, but the breaking development here now, David, an individual has been detained for questioning in connection with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Aaron, stay with me here. Aaron with us live from Tucson. We can show the audience the video now of the person, the subject that the FBI had released video of earlier in the day. This was the first time we had seen a development of this scope in this case, someone at the door. This was video retrieved from that Nest camera after the FBI worked directly with Google. And Aaron, just to be clear here, this person detained in connection with the case, authorities are not saying if it's the person that we see in this video. They're also not saying this is a suspect. They're simply saying at this hour, a person detained in connection with this case.
They are only saying that it's an individual detained in connection with the case, not calling the person a suspect or a person of interest, not saying there's any connection at this point with the images that were released earlier today by the FBI. But law enforcement officials have obtained a search warrant. They're going to be searching a location south of Tucson where this individual was detained. They're going to be going through that location. That could take hours, and either that search would resolve the matter and that could be it, or there could be some further development associated with this individual. But right now the person is not considered a suspect, we're told. Only someone taken for questioning, detained.
And with just a few seconds left, Aaron, a search warrant that will play out in the location where they detain this person.
That's right, David. The search warrant is for a location associated with this individual. Specifically what it says, what they're looking for, has not been made clear.
All right. Aaron Katursky, our chief investigative correspondent, reporting at this hour, a person has been detained in connection with the disappearance of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, of course, the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie. The whole nation has been praying for days that there would be a development that would bring Nancy Guthrie home. We'll continue to follow this. For those of you in the West at this hour, we're just about 3 minutes away from World News Tonight. More at abcnews.com. I'm David Buer. Good night.
So that was basically that's basically where the SWAT went. That's basically where they stayed. They staged at a place because it's like 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah, you're right.
That's where they went. They staged somewhere. They get all of their tactical information down. They know because they'll go in 4 trucks. That's probably approximately 4 to 8 teams. Because sometimes you have two teams of 4 in each vehicle. And then you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you'll have a lead guy on each of those little mini teams. And they basically stage everything. Everybody knows what they're going to be doing. And then, usually the staging happens approximately 2 hours ahead of time.
And that's exactly about what it was.
Yeah.
It was just a little over 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it was around 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 your time.
So they won't tell us who the person of interest is, obviously.
Yeah, and there won't be body cam. They won't be. Almost all SWAT teams do not wear body cam.
So I'm wondering if it was the drummer.
I don't know. Do we know where he lives? Because they said south. What did they say? How long did they? How far did they say south of Tucson? They said 30. What did they just say in the report? Oh Lord.
Well, I'm trying to go back and play it.
Said something. Something X south of Tucson.
It won't rewind. Yeah, something was up yesterday. Yeah. This is just
I know. And I love Kitty Cat's AI photo.
I know, I do too. It makes me want to do one.
And I love the hair color.
Yeah,
because I'm a brunette, so I it's hard to. I stopped putting color on my hair in '97. I don't even have any gray.
No, don't rub it in.
I have a couple. Wait, let me. Yeah, it's hard to see. But if we're in the sun, I had one of my children one day started counting, and I was like, okay, stop.
Yeah, please stop.
But they say if you put color on your hair, it makes you gray more. Makes you gray faster.
Oh, that's
if you
not
use color.
So, just for anybody joining us, they have detained somebody for questioning, but we don't know who it was. But that is where the SWAT team, we believe, was going earlier. And True Crime Wifey with the facts said they usually go about 2 hours in advance. Can you imagine, like, you're in your house, you see the SWAT team roll up outside? No. Well, I don't really have anything else. I guess we'll all just watch. What's that?
I was going to say that's why we're never going to get Charlie Adelson arrest video because it was
I know.
SWAT.
So
I mean, you might get body cam from like the Broward Sheriff's Office that was like perimeter guys, but they might not have even turned on their body cams just to be sitting out there.
Right. Somebody in chat said, "Who is Wendy? How much time do you have?"
Wendy.
Yeah, that's
What's
the
the
truth. Dangerous. Look up the Dan Markel case, and you can go back and see a lot of information on it. Could it be Tomato detained? It could be, or it could be the drummer, or it could be somebody we don't know. What if this was Wendy too? Wouldn't that be wild? All right, well, I guess we'll go and we'll all just keep watching. So we'll see what happens. Oh,
Yeah,
let's
thanks.
wait. Jack says from the start, I felt that Georgia messed up with granting Wendy immunity and that Wendy would never be arrested. Our community and others persuaded me otherwise. I'm back to believing that Wendy will live free. Well, here's the deal. When the state calls a witness, they have to give them that derivative use if they want them to testify. Because if not, she could just plead the fifth.
Yeah, that's standard. It's a standard use of derivative use immunity in the state of Florida.
Yeah. So, because if they didn't give her that, then she has the right to plead the fifth. So, by giving her that immunity, if she pleads the fifth, then she's in contempt of court and she goes to jail. So, that's how it works.
Yeah, and that's why she wouldn't testify for the defense in her mom's trial.
Yeah. Yep.
So vehicles are moving.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on, Leslie.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for all the details. Yes, thank you, Kim. We put that on earlier about Brian saying that the hostage rescue team is there. It is. So maybe we'll all wake up tomorrow and they will have found her. But thank you all so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you so